Allan's Masters Powerlifting Journey. Report pick. Okay, yeah, it's been a good night tonight. I just finished doing shoulder presses. Several sets. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The workings first. I just did the bar, 2 sets of that. Just get the shoulders, get the position and the movement pattern down. I usually start with a bar with just about everything except for deadlifts. I start with 135. I 2 sets of the bar, 1 set with 95 pounds, 2 sets of 135. I don't know, 5 reps each, not that many. 5, 6 reps, it doesn't matter. I'm just doing dead stop pin presses. So I start with the bar, with the dead stops, just a few reps, get the movement pattern in, I always start with the bar. I was just saying, except on the deadlift, I start with 135 off the ground, I start with the bar on squats. I start with the bar on bench and on shoulder press. Then I went to 95 pounds just for a few reps, quarters on each side, 25s on each side. And then 135 for 2 sets of that, a few reps each set. And then I just put 235 on, 245s on each side and a 5. I did that for 5 reps, which was a personal record. Dead stop front seated pin press. So a front seated pin press for shoulder. Then I did another personal record, anything over my head. I did 265. 265 for 1. That's a personal record of mine for as much weight. I never put that much weight over my head in any movement. Over my head, that not bench. I'm just talking about a shoulder press, And then I went to, I took the pins down and I took the weight off. I did a set with 135, a regular shoulder press without the pins. And then I did 185 for 10 regular shoulder press, barbell shoulder press. I love my rack that I have. Here's the rack I use right here. This is my setup right here. That's what I do with shoulder press right here. I got that for 12 reps. That's the most I've done in a year. That is the most I've done, Welcome to the channel. So there were 3 personal records today. 2 of them were on the shoulder pin press. And 1 was regular press. Next time I'm just going to go to, welcome. I'm going to go to 225 on the regular press. See how many reps I can get with that. 225. I was able to get 12 with 185, which was a personal record of mine. Today, another good day of sobriety, no alcohol. I'd like to count the days. It's almost 11 years now, no alcohol. Yeah, there's a lot of things, I have a very addictive personality, so I don't mess with anything that alters my mind at all. Nothing at all. No weed, nothing. The only thing I drink coffee. I like coffee. That's about it. Coffee. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this kind of shit of training like this if I was drinking at the time. Right now, I don't know how people do it that drink alcoholically. I couldn't do it, I tried one time. Now I used to be able to do it in my 20s. If I trained a little bit in my 20s, but that was before the addiction really hit. What was it? I was training a little bit. I am pretty good right now. I just finished shoulder press, a 3 personal record night here at 57 years old. 265 shoulder pin press, starting from the pins. Seated shoulder press. 235 for 5, another personal record. I'm talking about it right now when I lifted. This is my personal record. 3 of them. And 185 for regular press. I took the pins down. I took the pins down and I did 12 reps with 185 seated shoulder press without. The pin presses are a lot harder. I was able to get 5 with 235 starting from the pins, you know. Here's my setup right here, and then 265. That's my setup right there. Right here. Yes, I'm natural. I'm natural. Yep. I just said I don't do any drugs at all. I'm sober. I've been sober for almost 11 years. Ever done a WR? I don't know what that is. Ever done a WR? Yeah. Yeah, I just talked about that. You probably weren't on when I said that. I've been sober. January 11th, 2015 was my last drug and drink. That'll get you high. I still drink coffee. I don't take in nicotine. I rarely even. I don't even eat sugar hardly anymore. Like sugar in my coffee, I use a stevia. Stevia, it's called. Yeah, I'm trying to stay on the planet longer than a lot of my peers. A lot of them are gone right now. I'm 57 years old. Um, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna drop a little weight. You know, I'm pretty heavy, too heavy for my age. You know, but still strong as hell. I benched 405 raw in competition for the first time about a year ago, a little more than a year ago. Oh, yeah, it was I was 56 years old. Yes, sir. Polish power. My grandmother's from Poland. Or I wasn't from. Her parents were from Poland. Hey, welcome to the channel. Yeah, my grandmother was very fluent in Polish, and I used to spend a lot of time at my grandmother and grandfather's house. My grandfather's an old swamp Yankee. They call him. Lived in this country. His family's been in the country since 1600s. What's that? Congratulations, man. Yes. 3 years. Welcome. Congratulations. Strong, clean from drugs, alcohol. Yeah, you have to get rid of all that in your life if you're doing it in excess. Just don't do it at all. It's the best method, you know. If it's something you're trying to control, it's out of control. That's my saying. If you're trying to control it, it's out of control. You might as well stop doing it all together, you know. Um, Back to the Polish thing. Yeah, I'd go over to my grandmother's house and she'd always be playing Polish polkas and stuff over there. My grandfather's family, her husband, Fred Padelford, Padelford. He has kind of somewhat famous ancestors, which are my ancestors. Uh, 1867, his great grandfather was governor of Rhode Island. My grandfather, Fred Padelford. So his direct ancestor, my direct ancestor, was governor of Rhode Island, involved with Lincoln. He was involved with Lincoln and freeing the slaves, actually. Yep, he was involved in that. My family on his side goes back to England, and they came over here in the 1650s or 40s. Came over to Massachusetts, and they were one of the founding fathers of a place called Taunton, Mass. Over here. My great grandfather, the governor of Rhode Island, was born in Taunton. Then he moved over to Rhode Island. He was a lieutenant governor for a while, and then became governor. So that's that side. But he married a Polish woman, and Senecki was my grandmother's maiden name, Senecki. And that's just one side. On my other side, my dad, Scottish Viking and Irish. My mother's side's Polish, Irish, German, something like that, you know. And a couple of other things. She's got the more mixed. On my father's side, it's mostly Scottish, which shows up. It's funny. It's the Scottish shows up as Scandinavian descent. I can't see how many people are on here. And 5. So did anybody else work out? I got mine in. Good. It was a good one. 3 personal records on the shoulders. What's up, John? How you doing? Yeah, I had 3 personal records on shoulder press today. 185 for 12 regular shoulder press. Then I had 2 of them on the dead stop pin press shoulder press, which I like doing. I like doing that exercise. It's very hard. It's one of the hardest pressing movements from a shoulder press. You got to start down here low, and you have to come up with the strength to do it. I got 265. I did that, and I did 235 for 5. And then, of course, the regular one. I did that last 185 for 12 reps. Incline bench. Last time I think I did 235, 335 for 5 or something like that. 225 for 5 or 6. No, I'm sorry, 325. Was it 3? I'm trying to think. No, it was. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was 325 for 5 last time. Yeah, 315 for 5 or 6. Also depends. That can. I'm 57, so I could have a bad day at work and only get it for 3 or 4. I could not sleep at night or not eat right. It's always up and down at this age. Flat bench. I hadn't flat benched in over a month and a half because I got my hand caught on the rack. I was going for a 4th rep with 370 pounds, and I couldn't. I missed the damn hook, the upper hook on here. That's the hook right there. Well, let me turn it around right there. I missed that hook, and my hand hit the back rail, and it cut it wide open, man. So I didn't flat bench for a while. I just did some pin presses mostly. Yeah, I'm finding out, even if you don't include the regular flat pause, I was doing, those are pause reps, by the way, the 340 for 5. The last time I was 3 or 4 days ago. 340 for 5 pause, and then 345 for 4 pause, all of them pause. If you don't practice the pause bench, even if you do something that's good, that's comparable to it, you don't get much stronger at all. So I did pin presses for over a month. I was afraid to hit my hand on that again with it cut open like it was. But yeah, I didn't gain any strength. I lost a little strength, because I hadn't. It's a practice of the movement. Every movement's a little different and works different muscles. Boy, that's a good question. I'm going to have to go with a squat on that, the king of exercises, with a close second of deadlift. Close second, deadlift. Yeah, the squat is really, really a fantastic exercise. It's my favorite to do, actually. My last time I competed, I did 535 in competition. The last one I did, when was it? The end of July or beginning of, I can't even remember. I've done 20 competitions since I turned 51, and I'm 57 now. 20 of them. I only, one of them, it shows up on my open powerlifting that I wasn't there because I got sick. I didn't show up. I canceled it, but it still went on there as nothing, no blank. And then there was another one that I tore my hamstring on the deadlift after I squatted 525, and I benched 390 in Fall River about a year and a half ago. Is it a year and a half? Yeah, it was about a year ago, actually. Okay, let's goodbye. No, actually, let's keep this guy on. Do any of my people out there want to answer this guy, One Short Patty or whatever the fuck his name is? Is this a gay Jewish show? Question mark. Anybody out there want to answer him? I'm not going to answer him right now. That's just another libtard in Mom's basement. We call them libtards. This guy probably voted for Kamala Harris. Yeah, probably voted for Kamala Harris. Anybody out there want to answer this guy's question about being gay and Jewish? Oh, phone's gonna die soon. One short patty. Mm. Yeah, okay, buddy. Tell me another one. I don't think so, buddy. You need to get some counseling. Uh, you need some counseling, buddy. I'm serious. You're sitting in mom's basement too long playing video games and trolling the YouTube channels. You killed Charlie with your liberalism. That's what killed him. Well, what is this? 6 people? I'm about ready to go in and eat. Just about ready to go in and eat. It's been a nice long day today. It's been wonderful. I think you are, buddy. Yeah, you need to come to grips. Thank you, brother Michael. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think this guy, One Short Potty or whatever the hell his name is, he needs to come to grips with his liberal ideas. You got to learn what a woman is, man. Do you know what a woman is? I know you're not a scientist. Yeah, I did shoulders tonight. 3 personal records at 57 years old. Uh, I did the dead stop pin press, seated shoulder press, 235 for 5, and 265 for a single. And then I dropped the pins down and we did 185 for 12. I ripped out 12 presses. My shoulders have come a long way. That was my weak point. Now I'm starting to build them to a strong point. Women in the opposite of this garage, Chad with shoulder shoulder. Yeah, true. Okay. Well, Israel has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. I can tell you right now. Got nothing to do with it. The guy was living with a tranny and was radicalized. Every person that came across the guy that's talked to the FBI, family to someone that might have met him for 5 minutes, said the same thing. The guy was radicalized about 3 or 4 years ago. He became a radical left-wing lunatic and lived and was having sex with a tranny. And that was his lover. And he became very enraged because Charlie Kirk is very conservative and a Christian, and tells it like it is about the mental illness of the trans. So I don't think that has any those conspiracy theories. I don't believe any of them until I can see that they're proven. Yeah, I don't live in a fantasy land. I don't live in a fantasy land. I've actually been to Israel myself, working on a yacht, and they're not bad people over there. Good people. Good people over there in Israel. Yep, I had a lot of fun over in Israel and in the Mediterranean, and also in all the Scandinavian countries I've been to. Good people everywhere. Good people everywhere. There's good and bad everywhere. I do understand, though, the animosity some people have with the government of Israel. I understand that. I do understand. But that's all for tonight. You guys have a wonderful, blessed night. I'll talk to you later.